This tutorial is on how to remove overlap gaping on your overlap wears or garments. So here I already have my pattern laid out. You can go ahead and check our video on how to draft this pattern. So from the shoulder, I'm determining the depth that I want for this overlap top, because I really don't want my cleavage to show, so I'm using 8 inches. So I went ahead to just check the measurement that I had, the side allowance I had added, and I replaced it on the other side. Remember, we drafted this on 4, so when I replace it, I use my ruler to mark that line out. This is because the lines that I'm going to be connecting for my overlap will go from the shoulder into that point where I want my depth, and then into the main allowance. It's not going over into the side allowance. It's going over into my main measurement. Okay, so you see me drawing that at this point with my ruler. So I've drafted all the way straight down from the shoulder to that point, and from there all the way down, and not extending into my allowance. And I've gone ahead to use my scissors to cut it out. So now on the bust point, what you're going to do is that you're going to bring in your tape, and you're going to be taking out at this point half inch on both sides. Please, if you are very busty, go ahead and use 0.25, but if you are not so busty, you can use 1.5. You can use half inch on each side. So you see the way I'm connecting like a dot into my main allowance. I'm not connecting into the measurement because that's where I'm going to cut all the way through. So here I'm indicating that I no longer need this part, and I'm going to be cutting it out. So I'm going to bring in my scissors at this point, and I will cut this through all the way into the allowance. Remember that you're creating the dot and stopping at your main actual measurement, circumference measurement, but you're cutting through all the way into the allowance. So once I was done doing this, I'm going to be bringing in my masking tape, and I will use it to hold this back together. And when I'm doing this, I'm making sure that the sides is on the same line, it aligns. Okay, so when I do this, I'm going to use my masking tape at this point, and I will just hold this down in place back together. So if you look at this pattern very well, you're going to see that we already, because of what we reduced at the front, we already have a shortage. But don't worry, we're going to replace that back. And you can see also that we have a shortage on the side where we've cut through. Also, don't worry, we're going to replace that back. So I've gone ahead to just use this masking tape to tape this down. So I'm bringing in a fresh pattern paper, and I'm laying it underneath this because I want to replace that excess that has been reduced or removed as a result of the 1 inch that we have cut out. So here I'm going ahead to pin it down so this doesn't keep moving. Remember, I said that if you are on a smaller size in bust, you're going to be opening up by half inch on each side, but if you're on a bigger size in bust, you're opening up by 0.25 on each side. So I'm bringing in my ruler, and I'm going to be connecting from that point where we have the excess down into, and connect it right back into the shoulder. So by doing this, I've replaced whatever that I've taken out on this. So I'm going to go ahead to just blend it up if there's a need for that. And I'll bring in my scissors, and I'm going to cut this through like so. So once I was done doing these, I'm going to go fill up the opening that we have on the side. So I'm also bringing in another pattern paper. You see that we have an opening on the side because of this, so I'm laying it underneath it, and I'm going to be using my masking tape to secure this. So once I was done doing this, the next thing I'm going to do is to just cut it out. Now remember that if you measure that excess that you have at that point to 0.25, so it means that the front is going to be longer than the back by 0.25. so you are going to go ahead and come on the armhole and take out that 0.25. now using your curved ruler, you're going to connect it back into your armhole like you're going to see me doing in this video. Guys, this is a very simple tutorial, so if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do. I share a lot of sewing tips that will help you in your sew journey. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate. So at this point, all you need to do is to just lay this down on your fabric and cut it. Thanks for watching. Bye.